Hey guys, tonight's movie review is for Jack Reacher, starring Tom Cruise. For those of you all who don't know much about this movie, at the very beginning of the film, a mass murder takes place. 5 random people are murdered at a park, and there's a man who's accused of the crimes who's being held by the police. When the police question him, he simply writes, "Get Jack Reacher." So then who's Jack Reacher? And Jack Reacher is played by Tom Cruise, and he is a former Army, kind of a police officer, detective kind of role, and he had caught this man in a crime in the past. And he comes to the city where this happened, in Philadelphia, I believe, and starts working with the defense attorney. Her name is Helen. She's played by Rosamund Pike. And as he kind of gets more information about these murders and how exactly they were committed, a conspiracy theory starts to form, because there are people that seem to be following Jack Reacher, and there are things about the crime scene that just don't add up. And so who all's involved in this? Is the man who's accused, did he actually commit this crime? Was it somebody else? Was it multiple parties working together? That's what Jack Reacher, that's the point of Jack Reacher. That's what they're trying to figure out, is who orchestrated these murders and why. Let me start off first with the acting. In general, the acting was pretty bad. Pretty bad. In fact, Tom Cruise was actually one of the better actors in this. Not saying that he was awesome, but he was okay. He was very like Tom Cruise has been in his last couple movies. Very night and day Tom Cruise. The I'm so smart, I'm super good at everything, and I'm strong, and I can save the world. That's seen that already by Tom Cruise. Rosamund Pike as Helen, I thought she was awful. I thought she just either was bland or she was overacting. And oh my gosh, the doe eyes. She just had the doe eyes all the time about everything, and she was on the verge of tears, and it just was ridiculous. One small kind of diamond in the rough, Robert Duvall has a small part in this as the owner of a gun range, and I thought he was really good and really funny. And yeah, just in general, the acting was not great. And Tom Cruise was okay. As far as the story, there were scenes that were interesting and action-packed and good, and there were also parts that were funny and kind of lighten the mood in between the action. The story wasn't bad, it just, I'd say the reason behind the killings didn't really make a lot of sense. There weren't a lot of details to that background. And so, again, like in some of the other movies I've seen, if you don't really have details about that and that's supposed to be a major plot point, you don't care. And so the whole thing becomes less important. So parts of this storyline were okay, but it just didn't feel fully fleshed out. And the reason why they were looking for these killers and who ended up being involved in this, it didn't really matter to me. It wasn't the build up to a climax. It's kind of the build up to a fizzle out. So I would say that probably is the major problem with it. I would give it a C minus. I would say, if you're gonna go watch it on Redbox, it's worth the Redbox, it's worth the dollar rental. That's about all I'd say it's worth.